Good morning, Lemonation. Do I sound like what's his face in that movie? Good morning, whatever he said. Saigon. Is that what he said? Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, America. Good morning, Lemonation. This is the Lemonation. Quickly, this is off topic, but I saw some folks in the TikTok. By the way, hit the thumbs up, hit the like. All that, because it does affect the algorithm. Okay, we need you to do that, so make sure you do that. But I saw some folks in the TikTok comments talking about Zohran Mamdani, who is running for mayor here in New York City, and boy, that's shaping up to be very interesting, because all the money, all the odds, the bets, or whatever, the folks were saying, hey, it's going to be Andrew Cuomo. Mamdani he's got Zohran. He's got the momentum, and it's got a lot of people nervous here in New York City who had thought that they were going to get Andrew Cuomo as mayor, and a lot of folks who are like, hey, we don't want progressive mayor anymore. So are you guys paying attention to that? Anybody paying attention to that race? We did ask him to come on, and they're like, oh, they want to be safe. They're afraid to come on. They're afraid of the lemon. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Glad you're here. I'm just looking for there it is, for my eyeglasses. So yeah, the folks in the chat, let me know. He's getting a lot of money. He's got the suburbs pretty much. If you look at the number of donations, it's kind of like Trump with the small donations. You guys, anybody paying attention? And he is saying he wants mass transportation in New York City to be free. And saying also rent. What does he want? Like for a rent moratorium or something like that. I forget what he wants to do. Something interesting with rents.
Yeah, rent freeze.
Rent freeze. So I don't know. I mean, Peter, what do you think? It is ranked choice, and I think they said it may go to 10 rounds. If it goes to 10 rounds, Zohran Mamdani could end up becoming the mayor of New York. Someone said Cuomo will win. That's a question mark. My money was on Cuomo before. So I don't know. There's a lot of people nervous, don't you think? A lot of folks who they think he's too much of a progressive. Am I wrong about that?
I just think he's an unknown quantity. And to your point, the last poll I saw had Cuomo up by about 8 points. But again, to your point, it's ranked choice, so no one really knows what could happen. And the debate last night was really quite explosive. It was quite something. I recommend folks watching it after the show.
Oh, wait. I forgot about that. If you have can you find some of the video for me? Is that possible?
Cool. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, find some of the video for me, because I'd love to get that in to hear so folks could hear. But look, this is a big deal here in New York City. Do you have a sort of centrist, maybe even right, because I think Cuomo is maybe moving to the right a little bit. Do you have someone who's going to be really, they think Cuomo is going to be really tough on crime? They're not so sure about Zohran. We've got a homeless issue, rent control, free public transportation. Sounds good, says Anjay Skates. Yeah, I just saw it. You reminded me of that, and we'll try to get some of that to you. So good morning. Thank you for joining. A reminder, because you asked. You asked for it, you got it. By popular demand, the Don Lemon Show merch store is up and running. And there it is. And so yesterday, Tim and I are walking, getting ready to go to this, right? We went to see this, and then something else too. This was the day before. And Tim said, I just pre-ordered a bunch of merch. And I'm like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, I just spent your money. I just pre-ordered a bunch of merch because people were in the comments saying they wanted certain things. And I said, oh, well, great. Thanks for telling me about it. Because you guys, you can get some merch. Look, the link is in the top of the chat. And the link is also on the on the YouTube homepage, our homepage, right, of our show. All you have to do is scroll over. I don't know if you can show them how to do it. Just go on the homepage of the YouTube, scroll over to store, and our merch store is there. And we're adding new stuff because you guys are asking for things that aren't necessarily there. And so Tim is talking to the lady who is doing the merch stuff, and you're getting some more shit that's going to be coming up because you wanted it. So there you go. Go, and thank you for supporting us. But hey, this was your idea. I never thought in a million years that I would be selling merch or that people would be wanting to buy merch, but you guys are loving it. Everything that, I mean, look, everything from the cocktail glass to the fan. The fan is the number one thing because it's, where them fans at. I got my boots on the ground. So everyone loves that. So they can do the dance. They can line dance with the fan. Okay. And you guys want black fans too. So we're getting those, all kinds of things that we're getting. So go and check it out. Really, really great. Okay. So we'll get you some stuff. We'll talk about what's happening here. The debate among the mayoral candidates in New York City that I did not plan to talk about. I just, came up off the top of my head. But let me just tell you, you guys, again, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, please. It's at the bottom right of the screen. And also, please become a member. It is important for us that you become members. And if you're on the TikTok, smash the screen, okay? Hit the hearts because more people get to figure out what is going on our channel. Dog shirts. I know people want dog stuff. We're getting some dog stuff. All right. Don, we want a black tote bag. Someone says Cuomo, yay. Shit, getting some more shit. A tumbler cups, please. Okay. All this stuff. Okay. So look, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like button. Shot glasses. Wow. You guys want everything. You guys want everything. My mom would say your eyes are bigger than your stomach when we would order food in the restaurant, or we'd say, I want some more. Whatever. She said, you can't eat all that. You guys can't buy all that, can you? My birthday is 6/8, Sunday, May. Please have a tote bag. Okay, for $8. We'll work on that. We'll see. Get Cuomo on. We'll see. We'll try to get Cuomo on. We weren't sure that you guys would be interested because it is a New York story. And yoga pants. Oh my gosh, really? And happy birthday in advance. Okay. Welcome to D, new member. All right, guys. So again, the merch store is up. We're going to talk business now. You guys everyone thinks like Donald Trump presents to you that he is winning somehow. He's some big winner and everything. He's, it's all great. We're the best. So much winning. You're going to be tired of winning. Donald Trump is a loser. We call it a big fat, when I'm talking about the bill, okay? This bill is a big fat loser. And so that's why we have the thing up that says Donald Trump is the picture of Donald Trump, and we say loser. Because he is losing. And I'm going to explain to you. You guys know how I like to give you evidence. You guys know how I like receipts, okay? Getting going this morning. I had to my 120 life. 120 life. You guys are going to have to more. Today, you're not even sponsoring the show today, and I'm drinking. I do love the 120 Life. Look at the skin. 120 Life is amazing. Not a stitch of anything. It's just my old razor burn. But look at that. Amazing, right? So, okay, let's talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a loser as it relates to what's happening, what he's doing. His agenda is not going through. He has no agenda. He's not winning on foreign policy. He's not winning on domestic policy. He is not winning as it relates to the stock market. He's not winning as it relates to legislation. As a matter of fact, he has no legislation. And that is the problem right now for him. That is the problem for him right now. Donald Trump is losing. Good morning, everybody. Donald Trump is a loser. Big fat loser. Welcome to the Don Lemon Show. Welcome to Hot Topics. Donald Trump is losing. He's losing. He's losing. He is losing. The reason that I'm repeating it is going to show you and tell you how he's losing. Let's start with the economy. His aggressive tariff policies already backfired, leading to increased inflation, disrupted supply chains, and higher costs for American consumers. Major retailers like Walmart, the biggest, Best Buy, another big one, warning of rising prices and thinner inventories due to these tariffs. These are all facts. An analysis by Yale University estimates that the tariffs will cost the average U.S. household, this is the average, $3,800 in 2025, losing on the economy. On the legislative front, the big, beautiful bill, which is at hand right now, that's the biggest one right now. Trump's big, beautiful bill is projected to increase the federal deficit by $2.5 trillion over the next decade and result in approximately 16 million people losing health insurance. Oh, you want to say that Biden added to the deficit? Taco Trump is adding more to the deficit if this bill goes through. That will lead to, quite honestly, DEATH. That's what that will lead to. The sweeping legislation includes about $3.7 trillion in tax cuts, extending and expanding 2017 tax breaks, alongside significant federal spending reductions, mainly through cuts to Medicaid and food assistance programs. It is the largest redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich in American history. It's so awful, even Elon Musk is bashing it. In foreign policy, Trump's approach has strained international relations. This is foreign policy now. His administration's significant cuts to foreign aid and withdrawal from key UN bodies have raised concerns about global initiatives. I lost my place. Have raised concerns about weakening U.S. diplomatic engagement and global health initiatives. Once again, people are going to DIE as a result, hundreds of thousands. Okay? Domestically, the administration's efforts to shrink the federal workforce have led to more than 275,000 announced layoffs, affecting 12% of the 2.4 million civilian federal workers. This includes the unilateral closing of several agencies, such as the United States Agency of International Development, USAID, and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Rampant fraud and death will be the only result of this. Public approval for Trump plummeted. CNN is reporting that Trump's approval at 100 days lower than the president in the last 7 decades. Lower than any president in at least 7 decades. It has been ticking up. That was 100 days. His erratic policies have begun to destabilize markets without achieving significant results. The resilience of domestic institutions and the emerging unity in opposition indicate that Trump's influence may have peaked. This is from Vox. Let's put the Vox article up just so you can see. This is what's happening. This is why, again, so I'm going to take my time this morning and I'm going to show you, okay, this is a lesson. It's not necessarily sexy. I don't know if I'm going to get all hyperbolic about it, but Donald Trump is losing. Vox is saying Trump is losing it. The administration is great at breaking things, but is failing in its bigger goal. They break a lot of stuff, but they haven't fixed anything. Doge, you can be like, oh my gosh, Doge, Elon Musk did all this stuff. None of it. There are no savings. People are like, yes, Donald Trump, Elon Musk saved so much from Doge. That didn't happen. Look at the analysis. Look at the nonpartisan analysis. Nothing. In the first 100 days, Donald Trump's second term, his administration has proven exceptionally good at breaking things. The Department of Government Efficiency's total demolition of USAID, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s depopulation of America's public health agencies, the total chaos at Pete Hegseth's Pentagon. There is little doubt that the Trump team has accomplished policy vandalism at an unprecedented scale. Amid this constant barrage, it can feel like Trump has been stunningly successful. Oh my gosh, and people believe it, right? They buy into this. Oh my gosh, Trump is stunningly successful because a lot of the things, he thinks he's being successful because he thinks he's owning the libs and because they're demolishing things that are important to America, that are important to the fabric of America and to our standing around the world. So he thinks that getting rid of USAID, wow, that's a big thing. That's great. It's actually not so good. He thinks that getting rid of DEI initiatives, that's great. Oh, own the libs. That's actually not so. It's the people who voted for Donald Trump. It can feel like Trump has been stunningly successful in achieving his aims, but when it comes to perhaps his administration's most ambitious task, removing checks on Trump's power, transforming democracy into something more like an authoritarian regime, the evidence suggests a surprisingly hopeful conclusion. Trump is failing, at least so far. But he's trying to pretend that he is winning. Now, again, I want you to listen to this. I told you it's not going to be, this isn't the sexiest thing, but I can't just give you things like that are hyperbolic and people going, yeah, you hate him. You know, I want you to hear some of the things that really studied, steady, intelligent people have assessed from Donald Trump's tenure the second time so far. I want you to listen to, now pay close attention, all right? You guys listening? You having a seat? Pay close attention. This is Ezra Klein talking about Trump's losing agenda. Here it is.
A question we talk about a lot amongst ourselves on the show right now is, what timeline are we in and how will we know? Are we watching the fundamental erosion of American democracy?
You're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
Of its liberties?
He posted online a picture of himself in a crown with the phrase, "Long live the king."
Of its safeguards?
I don't know. I think I'm not allowed to run again. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to run again?
Are we on a path that is quickly becoming irreversible? Or are we in the timeline where the Trump administration is doing a lot, but to the extent it has a fundamental plan to reformat the way the American political system works, that is simply running into too much opposition and it has too little power to succeed?
As we approach the 100-day mark, he has the lowest approval rating of any president in the past 80 years.
Today was another day of just loss after loss after loss for Donald Trump in court.
Two pieces recently came out that I thought created an interesting tension and interesting ways to look at this. In Vox, Zach Beecham wrote this piece called "Trump is Losing." Beecham has covered slides into authoritarianism before. His book, The Reactionary Spirit, is great on the international perspective for this. And his recent piece says, it doesn't look like it's happening. That Trump is losing. That if you think that what he is trying to do is consolidate a certain kind of power, to fundamentally change the nature of how America works, that he is facing the kind of opposition that does not look surmountable.
So he's facing the kind of opposition that does not look surmountable. And that has a lot to do with you. That has a lot to do with folks who are fighting back, going to these town halls, who are calling their representatives, who are not allowing them to get away with putting pork in the bill, getting rid of Medicaid, all those things. This is really, really, really important. And wait till you hear about what I'm going to tell you about how Donald Trump is this whole big, beautiful bill. This means everything to him and the Republicans. And if this doesn't go through, or if they have to really go back and redo this thing, that is trouble for the entire MAGA movement. Okay? Trouble for the entire MAGA movement. Back to the Vox article now that we've heard from Ezra Klein. So there is an established playbook for turning democracy into an authoritarian state, used in countries ranging from India to Hungary. It requires a leader to remove formal limits on their powers, compromise independent power centers such as press and courts, win compliance with the new regime from social elites and the mass public. Trump has attempted all of these things. He's taken actions like unilaterally declaring an end to birthright citizenship that clearly violate the Constitution. He has targeted alternative powers, launching an investigation into a Democratic fundraising platform, and threatening the press. He has imposed sanctions on prominent law firms and universities in a bid to force compliance. And he has sold it all to the public as evidence that he is getting things done. This Vox article is, I could have written this. Who wrote this? Thank you for writing this, Zach Beecham, or Beauchamp, as we would say in Louisiana, Beauchamp. Thank you. I could have written this. It makes you think that he's getting stuff done. Yet in each arena, Trump is facing effective and mounting pushback. He is routinely losing in court. He is failing to silence the media somewhat, and he is losing support among the elite as his poll numbers plummet. That's what he's doing. Lawrence O'Donnell, take it away, sir.
Cowardly president in American history backed down again. The stupidest president in American history backed down again. The only convicted felon to serve as president of the United States backed down again. The president who got caught publicly lying over 35,000 times in his first term backed down again. And in backing down again, Donald Trump once again became a loser. In this case, a loser in a contest that he started, a contest that didn't have to happen were it not for the rank ignorance of Donald Trump. Donald Trump has already lost his trade war, and he is relentlessly stupid enough to continue to draw lines in the sand of his trade war that get blown away by his own foul, intemperate breath.
I'm beginning to like this Lawrence guy. I don't watch much cable news. And when I was in cable news, I didn't get to watch Lawrence because we were on against each other. I like this Lawrence guy. Do your thing, man. Don't back down. Don't acquiesce. Don't bend the knee. Don't relent. Tell the truth. Talk your shit, Lawrence O'Donnell. Now, wait till you hear. Now, Elon Musk has a lot to do with what's happening right now. Elon Musk could end up killing the Trump agenda. He could end up killing the MAGA agenda right now. The man who gave Donald Trump, who donated all the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump to help him win the election, could be the same man that tanks the Trump agenda and the big, beautiful bill. The drama is continuing around that. And I'm going to show you the evidence. Wait till you hear what I'm going to show you, and wait till you see what I'm going to show you coming up. More evidence. And I love Miss Cat. You said, I love breakdowns like this. I'm going to break it down to you. Okay. And my question is, though, did Elon play Trump? Was Elon playing the long game to go in and get all of the stuff that he wanted to get from the administration, and then he left? Did Trump get played? I don't know. It's looking like that. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from BetterHelp. BetterHelp. Again, I don't have to tell you guys. Look, if you're feeling a certain kind of way, if you guys are, if you're, I don't know if you call it depression, whatever you want to call it. You have a burden. There's something you need to get off your chest. There's something that is holding you back. You're not feeling right. Whatever it is, you guys know how I believe in taking the stigma off of mental health. I will preach it to the highest heights. There's no shame in getting help if you're dealing with something. As a matter of fact, men, I want to talk to you just for a second, because it's June, and the women who are in men's lives. And if you have a son, a husband, a boyfriend, whatever, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Men face immense pressure right now to perform, to provide, and to keep it all together. So it's no wonder that 6 million men in the U.S. suffer from depression every year. At least that's those who admit to it. And it's often undiagnosed. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So people should know it's okay to struggle. It is okay to get help. Seeking help can be difficult. Finding time and money for therapy can be a barrier. But BetterHelp is there to work with you. BetterHelp's therapy is fully online, making it far more accessible, affordable, and convenient than a lot of in-person therapy services. Okay? They've served more than 5 million people worldwide, more than 10 years of experience, matching about 35,000 licensed professional therapists. Okay? Switch at any time. A 4.9 on the App Store for usability. That's great. Out of 5. The largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/lemon. That's betterhelp.com/lemon. Support for the Don Lemon Show today also comes from the reason I have all this energy today. What was her name? Molly Shannon, when she used to do Superstar. That's why I feel like a superstar this morning. It's because of Beam. Summer's almost here, okay? You can't slow down just because it's summer. You cannot bow out. The news cycle is relentless. There's a lot going on. People are trying to take us out of the game, especially the right. They're trying to scare us. They want us to get burnt out. They want us to tune out. and from what's happening, they want us to roll over. That ain't going to happen. I know that's bad grammar, but that is not going to happen. Okay, because you got to be refreshed. You got to counteract that by waking up every day refreshed and energized. Okay, and that's why I turn to Beam's Dream Powder. It is a natural sleep blend designed to help you get deep restorative, the rest that your body and mind need to stay in the fight. Okay, science-backed ingredients in there. I got to whisper them because the AI will think I'm talking about, stuff. Reishi, magnesium L-theanine, apigenin, melatonin. Dream helps you fall asleep. It helps you stay asleep and wake up ready to organize and raise hell without the fog or the crash. The results, as I started Dream, my focus is back, my energy is back. I'm back, baby. I'm ready to face the day, ready to stand up for the things that matter. And I'm not the only one. Beam's Dream Powder has improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep for people all across the country. Right now, Beam is offering up to 40% off their best-selling Dream Powder for my listeners. It is a limited time offer, and it's a perfect way to overcome that exhaustion and stay in the fight every day. So go to Shop Beam. It's at the bottom of your screen. Go to shopbeam.com and use the code LEMON at checkout. Sorry, it is shopbeam.com/lemon, and then use the code LEMON at checkout for up to 40% off. Sleep well, wake up ready. The fight continues. Thank you to our sponsors. Okay, back to the program. So my thing is that honestly, guys, did Donald Trump get played? Did Elon Musk play Donald Trump? Did he go in there and get all the things he wanted, all of the things that were against him, the regulations and all that stuff? Did he go in and get it removed and get information for his AI and just for his purposes so that he would have everybody's information? And then he got out because he wanted to get his agenda passed and get all of the, EV stuff, the electric vehicle stuff, the stuff that he didn't like that hurt his companies taken off. And then it didn't happen and he became upset. Did Donald Trump get played by Elon Musk? I don't believe that Elon played Trump. I believe Elon expected more goodies. He is pissed that he didn't, feels disrespected, wants revenge. That's what Reality Dose says. But there is Reality Dose. There is in between all of that. There's an in between. There's a truth in between all of that. Perhaps he wanted to get more done, and that has been frustrated. He can only work 130 days, right? As a sort of temporary government worker advisor, he can only work 30 days. Then he'd have to give over financial disclosures, and it would become a conflict. The thing is that he did go in there and he got a lot, and now he's out here. And now he's out here in the streets telling some truths, and people are not happy about it. Put up Kathy Sandrew, what she says. It's Kathy, thank you. Kathy says Musk is upset because of the $7,500 tax credit for new Tesla purchases and the $4,000 for used Tesla purchases, not in the big, beautiful bill. There are things like that that are not in that bill. You're right. So wonder if Congress will put it back in to appease Trump or appease Musk. There you go. Now you're thinking the way that I'm thinking. Okay? So this is what the Wall Street Journal is saying, that Trump is losing patience with Musk. And we went through this. We've gone through this, saying, I don't understand why he's against this. He's not, why he's all of a sudden, he's my friend, and then he's not. Okay? Elon Musk tweeting just yesterday about the big, beautiful bill. This is what he said. He attacked the big, beautiful bill. And he has been attacking the big, beautiful bill. So someone's on this account, not Jerome Powell, a parody account says, money Doge has saved the government. Trump's big, beautiful bill. And then it's crashing into the school bus. Okay. And then Elon Musk retweeted with a comment that said exactly. There's also the kill bill. Do we have the kill bill from yesterday? There's also one where Elon Musk is tweeting about the bill. He's saying, kill the bill. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. I'm wondering if Donald Trump got played if Elon Musk was playing him? But he's not happy about this bill. Look, they posted this yesterday. He wants the bill over. This is a fight between two of the most powerful men in the world. Get out your tape measure. I'm just saying, you guys, if you are old enough, you know what I'm talking about. Is it going to be the one who is the leader of the free world who is elected? Or is it going to be the one who has the most money? Which one is going to come out on top? Which one is going to come out on top? Now, let me explain to you, okay? Hold that thought, because I have something about Elon Musk that I want to play for you, because it was a very interesting moment, what happened. Okay, so this is, again, it's a little bit long. So everybody, fasten your seatbelts. It's a little bit long, but I want you to understand where this is, why getting this bill passed is so dire. Not only to Donald Trump, not only to the Republican lawmakers, but to the MAGA movement. Donald Trump has perhaps backed himself into a corner here. Elon Musk probably knows that. And this is the thing that Donald Trump has to get done, or he will go down in history as a loser, in the sense that he has no legislation in his first 6 months that he's passed through regular means. He can't get anything done through regular means. He's trying to jam it in, and it's not working. Okay? This is David Drucker on the Morning Joe. It's a little bit long. Listen closely.
In the House and Senate really aren't doing much else. Every ounce of energy they have, most of the legislation that they might pass, is all rolled up into this reconciliation package. That includes a lot of the tax cuts for middle and lower class voters that the president campaigned on. It also includes a lot of the border security components that are broadly popular that he campaigned on. And so if this thing collapses, the entire Trump agenda collapses, that which he can't do by executive order, and the entire congressional Republican agenda collapses. They risk going to the voters empty-handed next year. That's a recipe for disaster. One other thing here, and Republicans have told me that if they were to start from scratch and do this in a way that wasn't going to add to the debt, that would require actual normal legislating, and they'd have to negotiate with Democrats, at least in the Senate, where Democrats can filibuster. And the Republican base would look at that as a complete failure and be really, really upset that they weren't just plowing this stuff through. So there are a lot of political considerations that are, not surprisingly, are looming larger in the minds of these Republicans than the fiscal considerations, because no voter, finally here, no voter's beating on their door complaining about the debt. They're just not.
Yeah, but they will be.
Well.
Okay, so did you hear what David Drucker said? It's always been known that Republicans really can't legislate. They can't govern. They're not very good at governing. They're good at messaging. They're good at even winning and getting people to believe their bullshit, but they're not good at governing. And this is, look, this is obviously evidence of that. But I believe MAGA is even worse at governing, worse at getting legislation done. The only way that they can do it and know how to do it is to ram it through and not go through the normal legislative process. Do you understand? Are you guys hearing me? They don't want to work with Democrats. They don't want a filibuster. They don't want to have to negotiate with Democrats or negotiate with anybody. They just want to jam all of this stuff through. And that's the only way that they can get it done, because they know that this is detrimental to the American people. But they're in a bind, because this is what Donald Trump wants. Donald Trump wants all of these tax cuts for the rich folks. Donald Trump wants the cuts in Medicaid. He wants that. He needs that money so that he can do what? Cut the Medicaid and all of those social services that they cut. And he wants to give the money and the tax breaks to the rich people. And now it is being exposed, because when people are finally reading through these bills, so everybody, okay, here's the thing. All of the lawmakers went along with it. This is what Donald Trump wants. We're going to sign on to it. We're going to vote yay. Mark that. And then all of a sudden, it takes a while, right, to get to the Senate, and the Senate looks at it and goes, whoa, wait a minute, what? Now, there are folks in the Senate who are like, oh, let's get it through. But the folks who have people who live in blue states and look, more people who are more logical and not so partisan, they're going, wait a minute. You're trying to take away stuff that I need, that is actually helpful to me. And now they're like, holy shit. And the folks in the Congress are like, oh, well, I didn't see that part. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a lot of them, I didn't see that part. I don't know, but what, me? I didn't read that. And now Donald Trump is having to go down to the Capitol Hill, and now the Speaker of the House is having to humana. It is a disaster. It's a disaster. Continue on. This is a great question, I think, that that Willie Geist is going to answer, or this young lady. Here it is. Go.
They will be. They will be. Willie, you know, it's amazing that one of the arguments for not going back and doing this right is you would have to actually go through regular order. You would have to actually go to committees. You would actually have to start at subcommittees, go to committees, go to the House floor.
Pause. Okay, guys, this is, you guys know, I know you guys are not fans of, most of you are not, many of you are not fans of Joe Scarborough, right? Because of the whole going down to Mar-a-Lago. I get it. But he is speaking truth right here. And when someone does something right, and he is making sense and he's educating people, I think you must give him their props, okay? So he is explaining to the folks, and MAGA folks, I hope you're listening. Like all of you, the MAGA sycophants, the dummies, I hope you're listening. Because what they don't want to do is go through regular order. Just back it up a little bit and please listen. They don't want to legislate the way that it's supposed to be done. They don't want to do it the Democratic way. They want to do it the un-American way, and that is just to jam it through. Play it.
One of the arguments for not going back and doing this right is you would have to actually go through regular order. You would have to actually go to committees. You would actually have to start at subcommittees, go to committees, go to the House floor, instead of the House Speaker and one or two other people writing this bill behind closed doors that nobody sees, nobody reads, and after it's out there, you have members being shocked going, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was in there. That's what happens when you say, oh, we're not going to go through regular order because we want to jam a lot of BS in here that nobody's going to read. You know when they find out about that? They find out about that about 2 weeks into their campaign, because I guarantee you they may not have read the bill, but their opponents and the DNC will have read the bill, and everything they're voting yes on, they're going to pay for politically. Every single thing.
And we're seeing that from members already in the House who voted for the bill, and now after the fact are hearing exactly what you're laying out, which is people saying, wait a minute, the bill, this massive bill includes this. And they go, oh, well, I didn't like that. I guess I should have fully read the bill. And they're going to hear more about that, as you say, if this makes it through, from people in their districts whose hospitals are eliminated, who lost health care because of this. And Julie Sirkin, maybe people don't care in the abstract.
So thank you for that. So look, but they will. It's not affecting people right now because it's too soon, right? It hasn't like trickled down through the country yet, and the bill has not been passed. You know, the Congress it's passed the Congress, but it hasn't gone through the Senate. So it hasn't been realized yet, is the terminology I'm looking for. But they will, and Joe Scarborough is right. But they will. Now, I want to play this. This is, you can cue it up. Cue this one up to Pete Sessions. Just cue it forward to Pete Sessions and go past the anchor. Okay, I just want to, because I want to, for time purposes. Pete Sessions saying this bill is not perfect. But I want you to listen really closely to Pete Sessions. He's on the CNN with my friend and old colleague, John Berman. And I just want you to listen. He gives it away. He says, we don't want to have to do it the normal way. And they think that, like, they think it is okay to say that. They think saying the quiet part out loud is okay. Like they're saying, we can't do it. We're bad legislators. Our base is going to be pissed if we don't get it signed. So we have to do whatever we can to jam this loser of a bill through. Here it is. Listen closely. Tell me if you catch it.
Debt.
And that is after they then took into account something which I also struggle with, and that is tariffs. But the bottom line is that this has to come together as a piece of legislation. You see, John, if we do not pass our one big beautiful bill, then we negotiate with Democrats, essentially 9 Democrats, that simply raises spending to get us to where we get the tax cuts that we save them where they ought to be. So it is no question about it, not a perfect battle for us.
But I don't.
The bottom, okay, maybe John will say it. The bottom line is the trillions of dollars. That is the actual bottom line, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. You're telling people you don't want to do it the Democratic way. You want to do it the un-American way. But the bottom line that he's talking about, isn't it the trillions of dollars that it's going to add to it? And then he's like, the taxes, we're going to not get the taxes that we're going to save them in taxes. It's not saving anybody's taxes. It's saving the rich folks. But go on. Let's hear what John says.
I don't understand.
Republicans.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Congressman, but I don't understand. You talk about the bottom line. The CBO says the bottom line is literally $2.4 trillion additional debt. This is a bill that you support, but you're also against adding to the debt. How can that be?
Okay, pause. Now listen to this closely.
It's going to go.
Listen to his answer very, very closely. How can that be? Just back up just a second or so. He gives it away. We can't get it done unless we do it kind of illegally, surreptitiously, unless we, sleight of hand. We can't get it done. Listen.
Well, it's going to go through the Senate, and we're going to find out what the Senate wants to do, and then we're going to make the final vote. I don't want to have any deficit spending, but what I'm trying to suggest to you is that we are stuck in a paradigm where we have to pass this ourselves. And as you know, there are lots of arguments about raising state and local taxes to where we had members that are in what might be called blue states. So it's a balance there. That is maybe almost $1 trillion. And so what we're trying to do is balance out where the American people get jobs and job creation. We really don't want to see people just leave these blue states because of taxes that they can't afford their property. So it is not a perfect world, John.
Is Elon Musk right? Is this putting the United States in debt slavery?
Well, if we actually go to $2.4 trillion after what the Senate does, then I think we're going to have to look at how we're going to come in and do something about that. But remember, what we did is we compromised people.
He didn't answer the question. He didn't answer the question. You're not answering the question. I'd say John is a better person. I'd be like, sir, you're not answering the question. Excuse me. With all due respect, you're not answering. The question I asked was this. I'm just saying. And more to come. I'm going to show you something that I know that you will find interesting, because we've been talking a lot about Elon Musk and how it relates to this bill. Okay. And there's some reporting that I want to tell you about. But first, I need to get a word from our sponsors. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Lean. Lean. You guys are wondering, like, why is Don? What is he? Someone said you're aging backwards. Just because I lost a little weight. Yeah, Don is tough. I am. Because I lost a little weight. Couple pounds. I've been using Lean. So support comes from Lean. Are you a yo-yo dieter? Do you lose weight the summer you want, the summer body you want, whatever it is. You lose the weight, you lose it, and then you gain the weight back, and then you gain some on top of that. That is very bad. That's really unhealthy, and that can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. So breaking free of this yo-yo dieting pattern is the main reason that doctors created Lean. Lean is a supplement, not an injection, and you don't need a prescription for it, okay? The science behind Lean is impressive. It's studied natural ingredients target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. Here's what it does. Lean helps you maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps to control appetite and cravings, and it helps to burn fat by converting fat into energy, okay? So if you're tired of losing weight and then gaining it all back, you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace, Here's what you do. Lean is created just for you. I'm going to get you started with 20% off when you enter lemon20, lemon20 at T-A-K-E, lean, Lean.com. Okay? That's code lemon20 at takelean.com. Support for the Don Lemon Show today also comes from, our show is sponsored today by the Freedom from Religion Foundation. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's talking politics. Everybody's talking about what's going on in the world. And a lot of what we're talking about is being shaped by what? The religious right, religious nationalism, Christian nationalism. Okay? That is the one group right now that is trying to control the entire story of this country, claiming that the U.S. was founded as a Christian nation, and then pushing their religion into classrooms, courtrooms, and even the doctor's offices. So, the Freedom from Religion Foundation does what our forefathers wanted. It keeps what our forefathers wanted in place, and that is the separation of church and state. That is where the Freedom from Religion Foundation comes in right here. They have been defending church separation, church-state separation since 1978, in the courts, in the schools, and wherever religion tries to take the wheel. So if you believe government should serve everyone, not just the religious right, then join them. This is a very important thing. They are trying to turn this country into a theocracy, and it is not. It should not be a theocracy. So here's what you do. Go to ffrf.us/freedom or text my name, Don, to 511-511 and become a member today. Join us and go to ffrf.us/freedom or text Don to 511-511 now. It's not theirs. Text fees may apply. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Okay, Barron's this is what Barron says about the big, beautiful bill. Okay, so Barron says, White House defends Trump mega bill after Musk attack. The White House on Wednesday blasted a prediction that Donald Trump's policy mega bill could send the deficit soaring as Elon Musk doubled down on his criticism of the U.S. president's plans. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office said Trump's one big, beautiful bill, the centerpiece of his domestic agenda, would add a giant $2.4 trillion to the U.S. deficit by 2034. So the White House is fighting back. Behind the scenes at the White House, they say, oh my gosh, Donald Trump is livid. Livid. Do we have the soundbite of Mike Johnson saying, hey, I called Elon Musk, I did whatever, I called him, and do we have that soundbite?
I'll grab it.
Yesterday? Yeah. So the only person they said that he really has any kind of relationship other than the president or whatever is Mike Johnson, who is the House Speaker. And so the House Speaker is trying to appeal to to Elon Musk to get him to stop trashing the bill, lambasting the bill. But so far, when last we heard from Mike Johnson, unless, the two had a late night rendezvous phone call, Elon Musk was not returning his call. He had not heard back from Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is still tweeting. You saw the school bus thing, is still tweeting about the bill. Do we have Mike Johnson?
Yes.
Let it rip.
Let me say this. It's very disappointing. Okay, I've come to consider Elon a good friend. He's obviously a very intelligent person, and he's done a lot of great work. With all due respect, my friend Elon is terribly wrong about the one big beautiful bill.
So what did Elon say about it? He said, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it.
That's not the right one. So the one from yesterday is when he said, look, I had a phone call with Elon Musk. We were texting or whatever. And then I texted him last night and I did not hear back from him. And yesterday I said, it was like, hey, Elon, you up? Hey, you up? So,
okay,
and now
I have that one.
You do? Okay, let's play it.
I talked to Elon on Monday. He made this 180. What do you think changed? Why do you think he's coming out against this now? And have you spoken to the president and Elon since the infamous tweet?
Well, I'll tell you, I called Elon last night and he didn't answer, but I hope to talk to him today. I mean, it's not, it's very friendly and we've laughed about our differences on policy before. I'm not upset about this. And I just, I think he understands, and he's acknowledged to me before, that this is so serious that we can't fool around with it. I mean, the debt cliff is approaching very quickly, right? All the things that are in this bill are so important for the U.S. economy. It's going to be jet fuel for the U.S. economy. All boats are going to rise. And the sooner we do that, the better. And the risk of not getting it done is enormous, not just for the Republican Party, but for the country. We got to do this. We're going to have the largest tax increase in U.S. history at the end of the year if we fail, and all the other calamities that we've talked about. So we've got to get it done. And I think Elon understands the weight of that, and I hope he comes around. I'd love to talk to him this week, and hope he calls him back today.
I love this one though. Hey, big head. Does anybody know what hey, big head is? Hey, big head. That's like, hey, you up? Hilarious. You know, there are a lot of people who carry water for MAGA, a lot of people who love, obviously, MAGA, and they love Elon Musk. And, you know, I started by saying, is it, well, at least at the top of the show, I said, did he play Donald Trump? Like, what is going on with this? I have no idea. I don't know. But I found this very interesting for those of you who are Doge lovers, who are Elon Musk lovers. I think it would be, I think that you might find this interesting. What Scott Galloway has to say to, who is Scott speaking to? He's speaking to Piers Morgan and Kevin O'Leary. And both of them are kind of MAGA. So I don't know if O'Leary is a MAGA sycophant. O'Leary's only allegiance is to green money. He likes to be close to money. And I know Kevin, it's true. He'll tell you that. But they carry the water for Donald Trump and for Elon Musk. Both of these guys do. But listen to Scott Galloway.
Oh, we've decided in America that innovation and money replaces or obviates. Somehow we've decided in America that innovation and money replaces or obviates or excuses depravity. Cutting off aid to HIV positive mothers, deciding what veterans should get benefits, cutting off SNAP payments, which have shown to have a positive net return when people run out of money for food at the end of the month. I mean, I think one of the wonderful things about being an American, and quite frankly, for me, what it means to be a man and what I try to teach my boys is the whole point of prosperity is such that you can protect people. And I think the two of you are more impressed with Mr. Musk than I am. I think if somebody is making Nazi salutes, if somebody is being sued concurrently by two women for sole custody of their child because that person has not spent any time with that child, when someone is so severely addicted to drugs, they can't get their shit together to show up to the White House without looking exceptionally high, I don't think that's the right role model for young men. So what I would ask to all of us is look at what money has done to us. That if someone can land a rocket on metal scissors or create a great AV, he's a genius. He's the wealthiest man in the world. But does that mean we should excuse depravity? Does that mean, unlike Bill Gates, he's not using his billions to help people? He's not planting trees, the shade of which he won't sit under? I think this is an individual who has literally come off the tracks, who is rabidly addicted to drugs, and is using his immense power to get people elected, and that too many of us excuse what is abhorrent behavior. I think his legacy is not going to be an EV or putting rockets into space. I think it's going to be unnecessary death, disease, and disability of the world's most vulnerable. That is not what it means to be an innovator. It's not what it means to be an American. It's not what it means to be a man.
Wow.
The last part he said, that's not what it means to be a man. And they silence. All Piers Morgan could say was, oh, well, I don't think I need to say anything else. I don't think you need to say anything else. I will say this, though. We're going to talk about our store, but I will say this. This is fantastic. I went to see this the other night. Othello was just fantastic. This, I I can't tell you how good this play was. I think it's almost coming to an end. But you guys know the story of Othello. You know the story of Iago. It's Denzel Washington, Jake Gyllenhaal. Great. Okay. So if it's still there and if you're around, go see this. It is really fantastic. And it was the most diverse that I've seen a Broadway play, the audience meaning. The audience, it was so many diverse people. Tim and I were looking around going, oh my gosh, look at this. This is great. These people said, one woman said, I came all the way from Virginia. I drove in, but it was beautiful. May Money in the building. Can you shout out my mom for her birthday? Mom, May Money mom, happy birthday. Her name is Anissa. Hi, Anissa. Happy birthday to you. She's the most powerful woman in the world. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so thank you, May Money, for that. And happy birthday, May Money's mom, Anissa. Again, our store is up, guys. So go check it out. Again, you guys asked for it. Yeah, plus, you're going to get more stuff. Also, I told you that we're playing. I'm playing. I'm like a an entertainer. So go check it out. It's on our homepage, on our show page, on our YouTube channel, and I'm going to try to get it on the donlemon.com page as well. Okay, so go check it out. The other thing is our show. I'll be playing the City Winery on June 23rd at 7:00. Our show is sold out, but they are taking. There's a waiting list. If you join the waiting list, they will add another show. Okay, so go to if there's not a link, just go to and Google Don Lemon and DL Hughley. But we're playing the City Winery June 23rd, 7:00, or is it 7:30? I think it's 7:00 on June 23rd. And so go to the wait list. But if you have any ideas about what you want to hear, what you want to see, let us know. Okay, and check out the Lemon merch store. And we're going to be back here live at 5:00. We have a lot of things that we need to get done, a lot of things that we are going to do today. I'm going to tape some things. I'm also going to be on Substack today. I'm working for you. Okay. So see you live at 5. Don't forget. And I think it's our legend show tonight. We have a legend show with the folks who are at the highest tier of our membership here. Okay. So until we see you at 5:00 Eastern time for Lemon Live at 5, turn the TV off.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.